Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. Please consider subscribing, hit the notification button so that we can alert you when we upload new videos. If you're returning, thank you. Today we are making spare ribs or baby back ribs. This is baby back rib, which we have already cleaned. We have removed all the excess fat that are hanging around and that could cause some burning. We remove the membrane, which is optional, but generally this helps get the seasoning into the meat. And it can be quite tough sometimes with the membrane on. So this is a baby back. We've removed as much of this fat as we could. To start with, we are going to season this. And we're making this because it is Memorial Day and we'll have family coming over. Now, if you're doing this in an oven, you can use something called liquid smoke to get that hickory or smoke taste. If you're doing it on a grill outside with charcoal, this is probably not necessary. But anyhow, I am going to make this in an oven today simply because I wanted to just put it in there and leave it and go run some errand and come back. So we'll start by just putting a little bit of this and rubbing it. That's the first thing you put down. Just to rub it in. A little goes a long way. It smells really, really amazing. And it also throws a lot of punch. So be careful. Then the next thing we're going to do, we're using mustard. This is yellow mustard as a binder. You're just going to rub it. This helps the seasoning stick to the meat and infuses into the meat. Be sure to get the edges as well. And I actually want these ribs to be so soft that they fall off the bone. So that's why I wanted to do them in an oven so that I can cook them for a very long time. Now I'm going to just sprinkle the seasoning. The seasoning I'm using is homemade. It has very little salt at all. So I'm going to add a lot. It may seem like it's a lot, but it's not. Now you can use any seasoning of your choice. You can just do it with salt and pepper. That will work too. Now we're going to turn it and we're going to repeat. Again, starting with the liquid smoke, then the mustard. Now what we're going to do is to place this in the oven at 325 degrees for about 2 hours. We're going to leave it open. We're not going to cover it and then we will come back after 2 hours, and then we are going to cover it. So let's put this in the oven. After 2 hours, the baby backs have already cooked. So now we are going to wrap it. We have about 4 tablespoons of butter. Now you can add sugar and all other things to wrap the ribs, but I'm only going to wrap it in butter, and this is honey. We're going to place the rib this way down. We're going to add more butter on top, and then we're going to drizzle more honey. You can add brown sugar if you prefer, and then you can add any juice, beer. I'm putting in 0 sugar ginger ale. Just pour it on top and then wrap it. I generally double wrap it just in case. And then we're going to put this in an oven at 275 degrees for about an hour. Next, we are going to start the barbecue sauce. So let's go on to the stovetop. We are going to add half a cup of unsalted butter. We're going to let it melt before we add the rest of our ingredients, which are ketchup. We're going to add at least a cup and a half of ketchup. We're going to add a little bit of liquid smoke. Instead of using sugar, we're going to use purely honey. And we have raw and unfiltered honey. Then we're going to add molasses at the end. And we're going to add about a tablespoon of seasoning, depending on how it tastes. So now we're going to add some unfiltered honey. We're adding about 1 cup of honey. Then we're going to add about a cup and a half of ketchup, mixing it in. Then we're going to add a little bit of liquid smoke. And I'm using 2 different types. this, and then this one, a dash of liquid smoke. And we're adding some chipotle pepper in adobo sauce just to give it some heat. If you don't want it too hot, don't add the whole thing. You could just add the juice, which is what I'm doing. You can save the rest of it for something else. And then finally, we're going to add a tablespoon of molasses. That gives it a darker color and an extra flavor. You're gonna let this simmer a little bit for about 1 minute. You can taste it to see how it tastes and then decide whether you want to add extra stuff. Taste it. This is so good. This is your perfect homemade barbecue sauce. We're gonna turn the heat off, take it off the stove, and let it cool down to be used once our rib is ready. Okay, after 1 hour in the oven, my God, look at that. You can literally see all the buns sticking out. And this is so soft. It is unbelievable. So now we are going to add some of the homemade barbecue sauce. We're just going to rub it on it. We're rubbing it generously. And we're going to put it back in the oven and let it caramelize for about 15 minutes. This is so delicate. To be quite honest, I could just eat it like this. It is so tender. We're just gonna place it in the oven to caramelize. All right, the barbecue is done. Look at that. Look at this is so tender. It literally is falling apart. So let's just put it right here. All right, now we are going to cut it. Can't even cut it. This thing is just falling off the bone. Look at that. It literally falls off. But anyhow, let's do a taste test. Wow. Look at how that falls apart. Look, that just pulls apart so easy. This is just so good. In as much as this is not grilled on a grill, that liquid smoke gives it that hickory taste. My goodness, this is amazing. It almost tastes like something that was cooked over a grill and charcoal. The barbecue sauce, oh my God, you should try it. This is so good that if you try this, you will never ever buy store-bought barbecue sauce. You'll be making your own all the time. This is amazing. Anyhow, I would love to see you guys try it out there. Post the video of your own. Give this a try. Anyhow, if this video has been of value to you, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you can be notified when we upload a new video. This is Dr. Okeke. Thank you. Happy Memorial Day and God bless. I'm gonna just go finish this.